Alright, what is up guys? Today I have some Showdown replays for you guys. This is the quarterfinals replays of official Smogon tournament. So I am on the other side and I am playing Doppelsoldner, who was he was in one of the previous videos with CBB and BKC. He was that god with the Ice Beam Scarf Latios. But yes, he won in quarterfinals. Actually, it's semifinals, not quarterfinals, my bad. Yep, we're in these semis, so I had to play him. Looking at my team, I actually did a PO live with this. I didn't even notice. The second this battle started, I actually privated the video that I uploaded with. But my good friend CBB's team, very strong team. I had a lot of trust in it. Even though people know it, I was still pretty confident with it. He is also running some sort of hyper offense. Now, mainly I was fearing Mega Gyarados. Mega Gyarados actually 6-0s this team with Earthquake. As you can see, nothing beats it. I'm not a Sash Zam or anything like that. I'm Mega Zam. So pretty much right before this, I changed HP Ice on Landorus for Sludge Wave just to get rid of Gyarados because I was so scared of that thing. And luckily, as you're gonna see, it's coming to play here. But other than that, he has some pretty good backbones in especially defensive U-turn Jirachi as well as EV Torn, offensive core of Gyara, Weavile and Zam, and then Rocks Chomp. So let's just hop into the first, but I'll see how that thing went. So he leads off a Weavile, I lead off a Rotom. Rotom actually tosses 5 out of 6 of his Pokemon, so I'm gonna go right for the Will-O-Wisp as he goes for the knockoff. Getting this thing neutralized on the first turn is actually fantastic. Now he does bring me down to half, which does limit my ability to check his Gyarados because as you're gonna see later, he actually doesn't have Earthquake. But in the same way, I am able to get rid of Weavile, and this thing is already at 39%. Now here I need to keep Rotom healthy because I know I can switch into Tornadus at least once as well as Rachi. So I'm gonna go into my Heatran instead. My Fat Neck Soul Gazer, that's my boy, and I'm just gonna get up my rocks here as he knocks me off. I know even if he wants to low kick, I should be able to eat it up. I just need rocks up ASAP. That way Gyarados can't come in at 100% DD and win. So now I'm gonna go into my Landorus Eye here. Now I kind of could have gone Weavile, but I'm not that risky. I just went safe play and did Landorus. Now I Earth Power here, just trying to play it safe, no point risking. As he goes into his Tornadus T, I'm gonna stay in because unless he's Life Orb, Icy Wind, or HP Ice, I'm not dying. He U-turns out. I know he's gonna sack Weavile, which is fine because that just confirms he's not Life Orb Torn, which is better. As I just go for the knockoff to knock that thing's Assault Vest off from my Alakazam. So here he brings in his Gyarados. I'm gonna Sludge with him. It does a ton, which is phenomenal because this puts him in Sucker Punch plus Ice Shard range from my Weavile and Toxicroak respectively. So that's fantastic. Here I'm just going to sack my Rotom Wash because I no longer need it as he Mega Evolves and goes for the Ice Fang. I don't really know why he went for the Ice Fang when Waterfall would have killed, but maybe, I don't know. Yeah, he just Waterfalls, knock out my Rotom Wash here. And I'm gonna sack Croak here just to get up the enough damage for Ice Shard because this thing is pretty useless with Jirachi, Torn, and Chomp in the back. So I go for the Sucker Punch. He Ice Fangs. Now this was a choke on his part because I guess he forgot that Mold Breaker went through Rough Skin. It's not gonna matter that much because as you can see, my Toxicroak is literally only gonna kill Gyara, and then it's gonna die to his Jirachi. Now here I was really fearing Scarf Rachi because Scarf Rachi can actually destroy my team now that rocks are up. Tran doesn't have lefties anymore. I mean, I'm not going to put him above flinching my Tran to death, so I was pretty scared. But no, he wishes, takes the Sucker Punch easily, and then just gets back to full HP. So what I assume he was is some mixed defensive, probably way more specially defensive set. So have to look out for that thing now. But I go into Weavile here. Now here I go for the Icicle Crash, knowing 100% that he is most likely just going to go into his Garchomp, because if he stays in here and he gets knocked off, I will win with Icicle Crash. Well, at this point, that's what I thought. As we're going to see later, he is Focus Sash Shazam, but if he lets Jirachi die, then I have a very easy chance of winning with, what's it called? Alakazam. So, yep, that was my mentality here. So I go for the Icicle Crash. Now here, I know for a fact he's going to sack that Garchomp, so I'm going to go for the Icicle Crash. Risky play, but it does pay off, but not really because I'm going to miss, so that kind of blows. But here I knew there's no way he's going back to Rachi. Let me hit this Icicle. No, I missed the second Icicle Crash, which is actually terrible. At this point, I was like, I'm actually going to lose, but now I knew that there's no way he's switching out, not worth risking. He doesn't need Chomp anymore. It did its job of beating an Ice type, so yeah, it's going to die. Now he goes into Alakazam. As I go into my own Alakazam, all I have to do is knock this thing out and then I should have a chance to win. But of course, to add hacks to hacks, he's gonna hit me up with a T-Wave just to make sure that my Alakazam isn't going anywhere. And he wants to keep his Zam for later, which is a good choice on his part because he can't kill me with Sash Shadow Ball anyways. Goes into Rachi. I go for the Psychic just in case he does choose to go into his Tornadus, but that is not the case. And I'm gonna switch out here just in case I can keep this thing because it can live one hit from Tornadus, and I go into my Landorus predicting the Iron Head. But no, he seems to have U-turn, so at this point I gave up. I was like, oh, I didn't really give up, but I was like, okay, I have a really low chance of winning. So, yup, he knocks out the HP Ice, and we're not looking too good. So now I go into my Heatran. I'm at 59%. He has Focus Blast, but instead chooses to hit me up with the Thunder Wave. You know, that's a respectable decision, I'm not gonna lie. T-Wave is the king of all moves. He goes for the Focus Blast here and misses, which is nice, but at this point I was like, okay, he's just gonna superpower me twice with Tornadus, and that will probably be the game. So now he goes into his Tornadus, and he goes for the knockoff first. I don't have an item, so at first I was like, he probably misplayed or something. So whatever, I'm still in superpower range. So I Magma Storm him, hit luckily, and that thing goes down. Then he goes for knockoff again, which means that he probably didn't have a fighting type move, which means that now I actually have a shot to win because of his weird Tornadus set. And as long as Jirachi doesn't flinch me to death, I'm going to be able to win this game. So I break out of paralysis, hit the Magma Storm, but he protects. And here he's going to hit me up with the Iron Head. He does get the flinch, but he needs 4 more flinches to win this game. So I thought, you know what, I'm paralyzed, but justice will always prevail. He hacks me already, and you know what, I should be able to take this home with Heatran. Please, Heatran. This is like, I was hoping, if I had my fingers crossed, I was getting really annoyed right now because I was like, after all this hacks, if a Jirachi beats me, I'm going to go insane. But luckily, this Magma Storm hits. It does a very nice chunk, and I'm going to be able to just Earth Power here. Luckily, I'm not going to get paralyzed, and that's going to be the game. So luckily, I am able to clinch game 1 because my Heatran is very well trained. Shout out to Fat Neck Soul Gazer, of course, and let's just hop into game 2. So this is game 2. So looking at our teams, I have a team that I don't think I've ever uploaded with it, but some of you might think it's familiar. It's a very well-made balanced team that I got from my buddy CTC. It's mainly geared towards beating fatter teams. We have Tailglow Manaphy plus Calm Mind Clef plus Bulky SD Zor, which are 3 things that trash Fat, as well as Healing Wish Latias to bring usually Manaphy back. But yeah, it's a very solid team. I brought this to combat Fat because I assumed he was going to try to stall me, because stall usually can beat most hyper offense builds, and since I had been spamming hyper offense most games as well as just this last game, I assumed he would bring something like that, but that's not the case. He brings Bear hyper offense with another Gyarados. But I looked at his team and I realized that my Clefable is actually going to be able to destroy him should what's it called, I get rid of Gyarados, because Unaware Waterfall does do a nice amount, as well as Landorus. So knowing this, I expected him to lead off with either his Garchomp or his Landorus. If he led off with Klefki, that was also fine for me, because I can always just Tailglow turn 1 and then Healing Wish to get rid of my paralysis, because I don't really need Latias that much either. But yep, let's hop right into the game. So I lead off on Manaphy. He leads off with his Landorus. Turn 1, I'm going to go right for the Surf, and I don't have Ice Beam, and it's crucial I actually had Surf here, because Scald wouldn't have killed, and the fact that I have Surf means that he lets his best Wall Breaker versus my team go down turn 1. And yeah, that's actually phenomenal. Now that thing is out of the way, and I'm in a great position, but he goes into his Gyarados. Now this thing can actually set up on me because I'm HP Fire plus Shadow Ball, so I can't really touch Gyara. Now here he goes into his Mega Gyarados. He evolves. This +1 Waterfall actually does nothing. If he flinched me there, I probably lost this game, but luckily he did not get that. I'm going to go for T-Wave because, you know, after last game I just had to hit him up with some nice T-Wave, and my Clefable is going to be able to pretty much beat this Gyarados one-on-one now, provided I get a paralysis soon. So he's going to switch out of there. He realizes it's a losing battle and goes into his Klefki. Now theoretically I can set up the +6 on Klefki, but the thing is, I don't feel like him getting up 3 layers of spikes as well as me getting, what's it called, T-Wave. So he just goes for the Toxic here, which is fine by me. I just really wanted to get up free rocks, that way I can get Thunderous to a low enough range to where it can't really switch into my Tornadus or anything like that, because I'm actually Life Orb Tornadus, which also pretty much bodies his team as soon as I get rid of Klefki, because I'm actually not running Heat Wave on this set. But yeah, he goes into his Garchomp, we trade rocks. The reason I went for the EQ is because I wanted to see whether he was, what was I going to say? If he was like an SD offensive set, but no, judging by that minuscule damage, he is most definitely the bulky Rocky Helmet set. Go for the T-Wave again, trying to catch the Klefki, so yeah, I guess I'm pretty disgusting, but I mean, my Clef bodies him, and the only thing standing in my way is a Klefki, so you know, I might as well throw some yellow magic at it and, you know, let it not be able to do anything. So luckily on the next turn, it's pretty obvious he's going to go Klefki, and also Earthquake is like a 4 KO, so I'm not really too worried about Chomp. But yeah, now I'm going to go into Scizor here, and yeah, here I just Bullet Punched, so it doesn't really matter that he got the T-Wave pair on me. I mean, I Bug Bited, my bad, and yeah, I Bug Bited, which actually does nothing to Klefki anyway. I just assumed he'd go into Garchomp or something, but I get parried here, which is whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It might have actually helped me in the because I would have taken a ton of recoil from Bug Bite. But now I know here he's Fire Blasting or he's Earthquaking, and even if he Dragon Tails, my Latias can eat that up. I'm lefties without a Dragon move, which is a completely awful set. The only reason I have that on this Latias is because I'm so weak to Keldeo otherwise, and I need a move to hit Keldeo, so I have Psy Shock. I go to Clef here in case he does Dragon Tail, realizing, oh wait, I actually can't touch Garchomp. but he goes into Klefki instead, which was the best play for him because Klefki does get up the free layers. But yeah, I'm gonna start calm minding because I realized here, like, you know what, it's about time. This Klefki is always going to be alive to I guess kind of check me, even though it actually can't do anything to me. And it's time for me to start spamming Moonblast and win this game. So that's exactly what I'm actually gonna do here. Now he hard switches into his Thunderous here. I guess he just wanted to go for the knockoff, which is what he's gonna do next turn. And he gets a crit knockoff. It still does nothing. And I guess his play made sense to get rid of my lefties because lefties is really going to allow me to live the majority of his hits. But yeah, now I realize the only play for him to make is to go into his Latias Healing Wish into his Gera, and I know 100% chance that's going to happen. So I just softballed up here. Luckily, I don't get paired or anything. So yeah, he's going to go into his Gera, take some rocks damage, and as long as I don't get flinched here, I should be able to hit this thing up with some of that nice yellow magic, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm like 3 for 3 with paralyzing things. I know, guys, Clef is disgusting. I don't like Clefable at all. It just fits so perfectly on this team, as well as Clefable being a really good Pokemon. So, yeah, he goes for the Waterfall again. I'm pretty sure I just Moonblasted. Yeah, I just Moonblasted because at this point, I realized, like, I really should have 0 way to lose this game. He goes into his Garchomp here. Now, I'm going to go into my Latias. People thought I was preserving the 6-0, but nah, I'm not a tryhard like that, so I just went into my Latias because it's a safer play. I don't need this thing because Chomp literally walls it, as well as Klefki. Well, Klefki doesn't wall it, but like Klefki is just a nuisance. So I'm just going to Healing Wish, bring on my Clef because that thing can still win this game way more easily without when it's back at full HP. So if he goes back into Klefki, as I just go for the Calm Mind to you know, break Klefki more easily. As I believe here he's just gonna go for another T-Wave. It's about pretty much all he can do, but he gets paralyzed, which is nice. As I start beating him down. So yep, at this point I was like, alright, this is my game, nice, we're in the finals. But as you're gonna see, some fun stuff starts to happen. So he gets paralyzed again. I keep Moonblasting, he's doing a very solid amount of damage, and at this point I should be able to KO him, but he finally gets up the T-Wave here as I go for the Moonblast. I believe I crit, yeah, I crit him, which mattered, but like again, Klefki can't do anything to me, so he's going to go down there. Now he's going to be able to bring in his Garchomp. Like I said, Earthquake is looking like a, well, it's a 3-hit KO now that my lefties have been knocked off, but he gets the first para, which is fine. I'm like, alright, I'll just knock him out here. He gets the second para, still fine because I have my Life Orb Tornadus in the back. The best thing he can do is Dragon Tail me. I can just Hurricane knock that thing out. So I'm gonna go into my Tornadus, Life Orb. I don't have max special attack. I have some attack EV so that Latios dies to knock off. And you're gonna realize here that I don't have max because Garchomp lives with 1%. He Dragon Tails me out, doesn't do too much, so that's whatever, and brings me into my Scizor. And I believe here just Earthquakes on my Paralysis. So now this Chomp is kind of actually looking kind of scary. But now I'm like, you know what, I'll just Bullet Punch here. No, he has Endure. This is a stupid set that Joey showed me as well. It's so you can get off more Rocky Helmet damage. It's such a dumb set. But it definitely worked for him here. And so I was like, okay, you got your Endure. Now let me go to my Lando T. If I had Heat Wave, I would have gone for it here. I didn't feel like risking Hurricane, so I went for the knockoff. No, he gets the double Endure, so now I'm actually scared. Because if he can Endure like 2 or 3 more times in a row, then he can kill my Hippo and he will actually win this game. So I was actually very worried. I was like, okay, he cannot get this lucky. So here he's going to EQ, predicting me to slack off or something. I'm just going to go for the EQ. Luckily, I'm able to clinch this game. And I got so scared of that Chomp at this point. I was like, how bad did I play this end game to where an Endure Rocky Helmet Chomp is going to sweep my last 5 Pokemon. But luckily, I'm able to clinch it, and that is the semifinals. So good game, Doppelsoldner. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, and I guess you guys will catch the next batch of Showdown replays come finals, which probably won't be soon. I have no interest in playing finals in the next like 2 or 3 days because I actually need to prepare teams because again it is the finals. But hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, and later guys, peace.